Hello, people. Hello, hello.
This is NPR News.
Can you see it? Got my guitar in here now. I'll turn the radio off. Curious about the news this week. Tomorrow is January 6th. Wait a minute. Holy shit. Today is January 6th. And it's almost like 4 years ago that never happened. It's like that scum is about to become president again after his minions literally shit in the halls of Congress. And somehow this is patriotic. I don't know what to feel about that shit. And I what a way to start the day. But that's where it's starting, is January 6th is on my mind. So let me switch to something better. Cheers. Got old Blackie on today. So I understand that the Canadian Postal Service will be back online today in America. So I can get those Canadian orders out. However, I'm not going anywhere just yet this morning. It is extremely cold, 7 degrees right now as I look at the thermometer. And I'm not inclined to go out there and deal with that right now. But I will get those in the mail no later than tomorrow. I'll probably go today, but I just got up and it's cold. Folks, thank you for the feedback on the music. It means a lot, and I'm really glad to share it. The latest thing that I put up, I visualize or just put on my channel, is the track Pause for Reflection, which was inspired by Hiromi Hosono. It's not a cover, but it's Pause for Reflection was inspired by a piece from this album, Hiromi Hosono's Medicine compilation from the Quiet Lodge. This is a gorgeous, beautiful piece of music. And meditation is the right word for several tracks on this. Musician Laraji guests on this album on several tracks playing the zither. It's just beautiful. I've shared before that I got to work with Laraji. Was part of a group that brought him to Omaha to do a workshop on laughter meditation and also a concert. And while he was in town, we vibed up, kind of bonded, and he came over here to the house, and we recorded some improvisations here in this room. I still have them. I've tried to get a hold of his management a few times to see if I could release them. I never hear anything, but that's a connection. I see again that people mainly come over here and watch to hear me talk. There's about a third of the amount of views on my music videos as there are when I speak. And I just want to say again, folks, that this music is a lifesaver for me, and I wish that more of you would give it a listen. Seriously. People have been talking about, let me see if I can grab it right quick. There it is, yeah. So, some of the big talk in music right now and entertainment is the recently released Bob Dylan biopic, and it's getting great reviews. I have no interest in it, to be honest with you. what I've been doing since Bob Dylan is all the rage. There's all these there's all this content about Dylan popping up on Tubi and YouTube and everywhere else. So I've been kind of actually digging into some of it, revisiting. I've watched a lot of documentaries already, but I watched this one long interview with Winston, the guy named Winston, who drummed with Dylan for about 4 or 5 years and plays in a tribute band, Black Man. And that was really enjoyable, and it was just great to see from his perspective the experience of playing with Bob Dylan, what the effect it had on his life, all that. I respect Bob Dylan. I've seen Bob Dylan. I understand the mystique. I have 2 of his albums. I used to have a bunch more. I can't stand listening to him. I just got to tell you this. I got Blood on the Tracks. I can't stand this album. I cannot stand this album. I don't like the music. I just don't. Now, similar to the Winston documentary I saw, I'll make a parallel. 2 good friends of mine are Simon Joyner and David Nance. I don't particularly enjoy listening to Simon Joyner, but I recognize the authenticity of his artistry. And after having played with David Nance, that's the whole deal. So what I'm saying is that if I had the opportunity to play with Bob Dylan, would I play with him? I'd jump at the chance. And that would give me a perspective that I don't have now from playing the music. But listening to it in that old country and shuffle and shit, it's just, oh God, how fucking boring to me. So I just thought I'd mention that because I actually been hearing a lot of Bob Dylan these last couple of days when I haven't been working on music. That's the other thing. I have a few other records I can show you. But mostly, if you see this Brother David Doc down in Georgia, I'm activated. Just paid my fee that you pay to keep your LLC going. I am publisher of my songs, but I have some stuff I need to put on my register. I have a couple things I'm late registering. That's part of what I'll do today. Cheers, people. Folks have said some really kind things to me here and on Facebook. We get what we give. I'm just being me. No pretense, no bullshit. Ain't got time for it. So before I show there's a small pile here. I put a bunch of records away. But a couple of things I'd like to mention that I watched recently is I really enjoy Rick Beato. He is very musically knowledgeable. And so when he has guests on, the conversations are interesting. So he had this guy on, Greg Koch. I'd never heard of this guy, big giant of a guy, 6'7", can play the hell out of that guitar. He's got technique for days. And I enjoy his sense of humor. But I really enjoyed watching him play and go through the permutations of styles that he's picked them apart. But as I was watching him and watching his hands and just realizing, man, if I just wanted to, I could practice and get like that. I know it. I pick up the guitar now and make a fool of myself, but I just, music is, it's like I could get myself back in shape. I love music and love musicians. I also really enjoyed the interview with the guy who, Brendan O'Brien. And as I was listening to them talk and listen to pieces of music like by Stone Temple Pilots and Pearl Jam, of course I can't help but compare myself to what I'm hearing. And I'm just thinking to myself, these songs aren't that great. They're good, but if people think that's good, why can't they hear what I'm doing? And that's where I'm at. And if that drives some people away, I just have to deal with it, because I'm at a point where it's like the veil is lifted. Art is art. Because I don't make money or because I don't have any hits on the billboard or nothing is inconsequential to the actual content of what I do. And I'm hearing from folks. I've had a couple folks email me. I discourage it unless you're trying to buy something, but they just had to go on about how they were touched by, in particular, the last piece that I have put up. Pause for reflection. Thank you. It is that deep. It is. It is. It's music of my soul. And I just want to say that. Put a bunch of records away. The ones that are still sitting out. The House of Love. These pale white boys from England speak to me. Their music and the way that Guy Chadwick writes speaks to me. This album and just in general, the way that House of Love have approached their songwriting and their playing, I think it's great. I will make a comparison. I can't listen to Bob Dylan. I can listen to House of Love. Artistically, do I place House of Love above Bob Dylan? Personally, yes. Well, if that makes some people's heads blow up in flames, so what? It's just what I'm just telling you how it is for me. I love sharing it with you, though, because okay. Another record that I played. Just 1 second, okay? Just 1 second. So one of the other records, well, this record I played all the way through, really concentrated on it. I've had it for a long time, and I've never really paid attention to the lyrics. So that was a big part of the listening experience of listening to Tombstone Valentine by Wigwam. Came out in 1970. This is an American DJ copy. Someone dropped the ball. This album is absolutely brilliant. Not only is it progressive, it's all over the place. They show how versatile they are. They play everything from the country to blues to free jazz to downright pop hits. There's a couple of things on here that could have been pop hits. And I also noted the influences on the music like never before. Everything from the Beatles, actual quotes of Beatles melodies, the Bee Gees, Van Morrison. I heard those real strong for the first time while listening to this. This is when someone did not get the job done regarding promotion of Wigwam. This album could have been a major release at the time. It has all the elements from commercialism to deep listening. There's even avant-garde sound collage on here. Brilliant album, Wigwam. This was a wonderful experience over the weekend. Another thing that I listened to that I haven't in a long time and listened to it deeply, and I remember that John McRae, if you see this, you gave this to me. Thank you, because you said you got an upgrade. Jade Warrior, self-titled album, again, 1970. This is a very interesting blend, and a lot of this album sounds kind of timeless. The Dereck brothers. The guitar playing on here is real strong. There's the big blues element that's, of course, part of everything. They do it well, but the blending of Eastern elements on here is really cool. Now, some of the lyrics, this shows the times. Some of the lyrics sound downright misogynistic now, or sexist. The way that guys used to talk about girls. I'm going to tell you honestly, even as a young kid and growing up guy, I cringed at how we spoke about women, and I just knew all along something was wrong, that we were speaking from a position of privilege that was incorrect. That was fantastic. Two more. So after listening to that, I went back to their roots, to the band that they were before they became Jade Warrior, July. And this is indeed a psychedelic monster. It just captures, to me, everything about the times. The Englishness of it, the lyrics, the music especially. But this whole album, this is killer album, July. Killer. A couple other things that I played was this thing. I think that Ronaldo and the Loaf are involved in this. It's on the Ralph Records label, Rhythm and Noise, Contents Under Notice. This is, again, fantastic. It's a wonderful blend. It's interesting how when you turn this over, you turn it like this, then it's right side up. This is a wonderful blend of music and sound collage. I'm working on some sound collage as well as some new compositions. This is real good. And I found myself wondering at one point, what is this? What did I put on? Real good. Rhythm and Noise, if you've never heard this. Ralph Records. Of course, Ralph Records as a label that was established to put out stuff by the residents is a very interesting label. Okay, a couple more things here. I'll go until I'm done. Reconcentrum, Nelson. Electronics. It's a 12-inch single. I like this stuff. I like this better than Aphex Twin, okay? For example, I like this better than Aphex Twin. Then I hadn't played this forever. And boy, this was real enjoyable. It's just, because it's like I can step into his head now. Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band, Doc at the Radar Station. I think this is brilliant. The way that he took the blues and deconstructed it and created his own thing. I love it. Hothead starts it off really good. It's the best batch yet. It's the best batch yet. This shit is awesome. And then I got the guy that's in the middle there with the glasses on, Eric Feldman. I got to meet him and hang out with him when I met Snakefinger backstage after a show back in the 80s. I got to hang out with Snakefinger enough that he remembered me when I saw him at the Residence show, but at the original hang, the person I talked to the most was Eric Feldman because I knew his background. And then this. I played this because I was looking to see if any more of my records were Quiex. I watched Tim Guthrie's latest video on Quiex vinyl. I helped him with it. And mine is not a Quiex, but this is Neil Young's Landing on Water. And this is one of his least acclaimed records where he gives you, this has got to be from the 80s, because it has 80s production all over it. Yeah, 1988. But I kind of like it. Weight of the World. But I like Neil Young as a person. He is someone I feel like I probably am similar to. I think he's someone I wish that I could meet. two more. No, let me keep going. I had to make two parts. This is really good, guys. I've listened to it a few more times. And by the time we get to Ice 9, there's that beauty that I look for it in the music of Dave Newhouse and the Muppets. When I discovered them back in the 70s, it was like, wow, an American band does this. And it's there. And then Jerry's guitar work on here is wonderful. It's even actually kind of like Jade Warrior in some ways. And I had posted the Jade Warrior, and Jerry had never heard Jade Warrior. I said, you'll love them. This is very good if you don't have it. Last two things that are sitting up that I played, have to have some Sakamoto every now and then. I haven't watched Opus because it's painful for me still. Sakamoto is one of the best. And then I know that the Orb have a new 4LP thing out that I'd love to get, but I don't have it. The Prism Orb, I've come back to this several times. Why can you be in two places at once when you're not anywhere at all is the track on here that I just bump. It's got a killer groove. Killer groove. Love the yellow. The way the elements all work together on that track are awesome. But one of the especially important aspects of that track is the rhythm guitar. It's killer. So I'm going to be curious to see this week because there's supposed to be sentencing on the 10th for you know who. I'm just going to see how this all plays out because these are weird times. I especially dive into creativity just to keep a good focus. Last year was a hell of a year, and it's still fresh in my memory, the loss of people, in particular Kelly and RAF. I was supposed to actually get together with Aaron Gum to complete this video footage that Kelly started for one of our songs. I haven't done it yet for several reasons. I'll try to get back to that, but that's a part of last year that's still painful. Other things too. So when I look in the comments, I see that people have come and gone. And some people are letting me know that they haven't watched in a long time and they've come back recently and they're glad to see that I'm still here, still me. Thank you, El Nashador, for letting me know that that Pause for Reflection is your favorite track off of here. Really proud of these records. Real proud of these. You ought to have these in your collection. And the latest one here, I'm just knocked out by my own artwork. I am. Someone said, thank you for all the vids, Dereck. Well, thank you for thanking me. And I feel you, Ghost and Bell, that you vibe with my music. You know, of course, the whole idea of someone traveling all the way here just to play with me is kind of scary, you know. But thank you. Okay, that's enough. Always thinking about the family. Was on the phone with the family quite a bit yesterday. Things have got to get better for them in California because it's rough right now for them. All of them. I'm glad I stayed here in Omaha. Okay. Have a good day and night.